and then we went for a river dip afterwards. It's practically summer here in May. It's absolutely crazy. And I just wanted to share a little bit about why I run and some stories from Kevin and Alyssa from Wild Body Wellness, my close friends. We run together all the time and we have a blast. So here's a bit about our run today.
I've got two fairly new runners here. Tara's been at it for a few years. She's building up her mileage this year. Her goal is to be able to run, what is it?
I don't know, like 10, 15K.
Like 10, 15K in one go. She's working up to it, making some good improvements. Alyssa's just getting started out as well. She used to do track and field and sprinting, but distance running for endurance is new to her. And she's just starting out. So she's starting with short runs and working her way up, and her goal is to run a 5K this year, a 5K race. She's run more than the 5K distance, but not at a fast speed. And so this is our friend Tara from 40 Below Fruity. She runs a health and diet channel about raw foods, fruits and veggies, and has all sorts of really great tips and advice on there, so you can check her out. And I'm going to ask Tara, I'm going to ask you about why you started running and what you like about it.
I don't really know why, to be honest. I guess I was just looking, I'd always felt that exercise was a chore, and I never really found one that I loved doing. I always had to try to motivate myself and convince myself that I really wanted to exercise, and I didn't. And so once I found running, I think I used to do it way back in the day when I was a teenager, but I ate a terrible diet. It made me feel heavy and get cramps and everything when I was running. And then I tried it again when I was living in Australia 2 years ago, and I fell in love with it. I actually knew, you know what it was? It was Born to Run. I read Born to Run.
By Chris McDougall.
Yeah.
Great book.
Oh, so good. I was so inspired, and I read little bits of it every day, just so that every day I'd be inspired to go running. And it took a little while for me to, get over the lactic acid buildup and all that. But then once I did, I just fell in love with how much you can see, and that you can go at any pace, and it's completely customizable, and I think that's what I really loved about it. Yeah. And then I grew addicted to the high, the runner's high.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the better it feels. Like when you start out, it feels so terrible on your body, your lungs are burning, your head is throbbing, your feet are sore, but the more you do it, it starts to feel good. It becomes
and there's different kinds of running.
Yeah.
I tried doing sprints, and I got down to like a 19 minutes and 30 seconds, 4 kilometers, and I felt like I was gonna die after I finished. I hated it, and I had to motivate myself, and then I went, you know what, I don't really like running after all. Yeah. And then I tried longer distances at a slower pace, and then I found that I really loved that, because I didn't want the discomfort that came with running really fast speeds for me, and I wanted to just enjoy it and to be able to look around and go on the trails, and yeah I loved it.
And I noticed you've got something really fancy on your feet here. So these are Vibram Five Fingers.
Yes.
And why do you run in those?
Well, I was curious. I heard all these stories about barefoot running and the benefit it has, because I always used to kind of get shin splints and then pain in my knees, and I didn't want that anymore. And the shoes always kind of felt comfortable and too tight on the top and too loose in places. And then I read Born to Run, of course, and then they were talking about barefoot running as well. But I got the Vibrams originally. I was inspired by people on 30bananasaday.com. I saw people running in Vibram Five Fingers, and I thought those look really cool. And so I got a pair, and I was just curious about how I could improve my running and how I could get more natural and more back to the earth. That was the idea. And I started my first time, I went out for a 5K run, and then I couldn't walk for like 3 days because my calves hurt so much.
There's definitely an adaptation process with minimalist and barefoot running. So that's key, is being mindful of that and just starting out really slow, really short with your distances and building up. But you can run in them fine now, right? Like
I get my calves are built up. Yeah, I have a lot more muscle on them now, and now I can run about 8 kilometers in the Vibrams without any problems at all. And I never get injuries, I never get shin splints or pain or anything like that, ever. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Well, happy running. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
I'm standing in a deep puddle here. And we've got Alyssa, who I've already introduced in this channel, my partner, and she is a wild woman runner as well. And why don't you tell us why you started running out and what you like about it?
I like the feeling of feeling free when I run, kind of like an animal. That's usually why I do it. I also like to get out and see more scenes like more than you can when you're walking.
Yeah.
And my type of running that I like is I call it rundering, which is wandering and running.
At the same time.
So it's like an adventure,
So I'm
right?
like, oh, wow, just like looking around, and sometimes like I'll walk a bit to like look at the plants or some birds, and then I'll run again.
So it's not just hardcore about the run, the training, the mileage. It's more of just the
Exploring.
enjoyment of the activity and exploring the
yeah,
world.
it's kind of getting fit, but also enjoying the.
Like Tara said, getting back to nature, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what it's all
why
about.
do we run? We don't run because we want to run the fastest time in the world or
Yeah.
whatever. We run because like we like getting out in nature and getting the fresh air and the
And you can see a lot
sunshine
of
and
scenes when you
Absolutely.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get wild. It's amazing.
yeah.
It's great exercise. It just doesn't feel like exercise a lot of the time.
And I noticed here another good tip for
Pepsi?
being a beginner runner is if you have a dog or if you don't have a dog, get a dog because dogs need to run. And
They help
these
you run.
guys, Pepsi and Bright, can outrun us any day of the week. And they're always raring to go. So it can help with motivation if you have a dog
Yeah.
to
Bring along.
take them out.
Yeah.
You know, dogs love running. And you can use a leash. Alyssa has one she puts around her waist and a special harness for Bright. Pepsi's a little more well behaved sometimes, so he gets off leash,
Yeah.
and we let Bright off leash too. She likes to just run free. And yeah, so get a dog, get more wild with your running, and get more minimalist with your running, and start out slow
Yeah,
as a
and
beginner.
go with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that's another
nothing more
good tip.
motivating than running in a pack, running in a group. Because
Yeah.
if one person's falling behind, you can motivate them to speed up, and then yeah, you're just always there for one another. And I
Yeah.
find that motivates me, and it motivates you to actually go.
Yeah.
'Cause if you don't want to go, just make a commitment to someone else, and then you can't back down.
Yeah.
You can't get out of it.
For
right?
sure. Yeah, tonight I'm going to my trail group. Every Thursday evening we meet and we do a big trail run, and that helps me stay motivated to get out there because I know they're going to be there, they're going to be running, and it's no matter how I'm feeling, as long as I show up, I'm gonna run the whole distance, and I'm gonna get into it and start feeling better and enjoy it and be glad that I did it. So find a group or run with friends or whatever, but just be sure to go your own distance, run your own pace, run your own run. Don't worry about trying to catch up to other people or if you're slower or whatever. Just do what your body can do and then build on that, and you'll get faster, you'll get better endurance a lot quicker. It doesn't take long.
So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more from 40 Below Fruity, head over to 40belowfruity.com to find my blog posts, information on weight loss, recipes, run, winter, and the best program ever, the Eat Fruit, Feel Sexy 21-day cleanse. It's awesome, and you need to go get it. I will see you guys next time.